Now, for all of you beginners, all of you, I don't care how tough or how good you think you are. I don't care how good you think you are. At the end of this little Halo jump section, safety, save. Otherwise, you can and will soft lock your game. Normally, I wait for the little gears to pop up, but if you're on the ground for like a couple seconds, you will be fine. Make a save here. If you do not make a save here, you are risking all that you love for the sake of speed. And it might not even be worth it. So I will explain how Rykan 5 can be your least favorite enemy here. Or not your least favorite enemy. Your most hated planet of all time. So a bunch of runners, myself included, call this Soft Lock 5 for a reason. If you do the skip that I'm about to show you, then die afterwards while you are on this planet, you will soft lock the file, and I will explain how you do that in just a moment once we get to that point. But do not load the game directly if you are past the point that I'm about to show you. Like, once you hit the elevator, then you are at the point of no return. You cannot save load, you cannot die, you can't do anything that alters where you are in the game. Just be very careful when you are on this planet. That being said, what we're going to want to do here is, since I have the helipack out instead of the thruster pack, you can double jump and land, double jump and hyperstrike, and land on this little section right here. If you have the thruster pack out, you can just high jump, land on that. But either way, you're going to want to get the Shock Ravager out. You're going to want to do a SI, which stands for Slope Intercept. You see it in every Ratchet and Clank game, for the most part. Could be wrong there. So, basically what you do there is you land on the edge of this platform, whip, and then immediately do a high jump afterwards, and that'll let you get an extra jump out of a slope that you normally wouldn't be able to stand on. Also, right here, this is our surface for our second instance of the hyperstrike proxies that I was talking about back on Cortog. You do not have to do this hyperstrike proxy. It's not 100% consistent whether you will land on this elevator or not. You just have to make sure that you are lined up properly, and you should be able to get it. If you don't feel like doing this hyperstrike proxy because it gives you trouble, just go ahead and jump down right here and charge, and then I will show you that SI in just a moment. But right now I'm going to try to attempt to show you guys how to do the hyperstrike proxy right here, and fail for that matter. So, because I haven't hit the elevator yet, you are actually free to die, and the game isn't soft locked yet. So I'm going to actually come back here and show you guys the cool hyperstrike proxy strat if you can get it down. You can do it right out of this glide. It's a little bit harder to do. I'm not really focused right now. I'm trying to explain it as I'm doing it. But basically what you're going to need to do is, as soon as you're got the glide, You need to head straight to the location of the elevator. It's much easier to show you guys than to actually explain it, as I've said multiple times already. Right, so right there we got it, and then we're gonna whip and just land on this elevator, and that's how you get from over here to over there in just like a couple seconds. If you do miss this, you're gonna want to come back down here. Well, not gonna come back down here, but if you took the safety method and just landed down here, you're gonna want to just charge, get over to these turrets. In casual playthroughs that you've done, you probably think that these turrets killed you a lot. You can just SI off of them. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to whip, high jump immediately out of it, grab the elevator, and do it that way. If for some reason you have problems doing this next section, like if you have problems doing ship jumps and you really want to practice this specific ship jump without cause for like soft locking each time, do this entire gauntlet section casually. That way you can make a save file on this planet and not have to worry about doing the tricks over and over again. That being said, if you want to have a save file over here where you haven't hit the elevator yet, and you have a save file that's right before the halo jump or after the halo jump like you saw me do at my safety save, feel free to do it that way. But for the most part, you're going to want to do this casually. That way you have a file that starts you up here right next to the jump point. Also, that's like, I've waited so much time that they've actually done the point casually over there, but right now I'm actually going to explain the soft lock. So the soft lock for this planet is that the ship has two load locations. One is the one that you see right in front of me, and for another reason, there's another one over there. If you haven't been able to complete the gauntlet, the ship will appear over there. Once you hit this area right here, this ship location ceases to be. But since you haven't beaten the gauntlet, the game thinks, okay, well, the ship obviously needs to go over there because they haven't beaten the gauntlet yet. So this ship won't be here, but the checkpoint will be here. So the game's like trying to put the ship in two different locations, and both locations are like, nah, he's already past this point, or he hasn't passed this point, so we can't put it in that other location yet. So they cancel each other out, and you won't be able to leave this planet at all after that. Okay. So with that stated, in lock strafe, you're gonna line Ratchet up to about right here. Just gonna want to be on the little turret on the edge. So what I do is I line Ratchet up to this little flower. We'll hold it up just slightly, and then we're gonna do a high jump out of it. Now, if you don't already have the shock ravager out, so K, you can just quick select into it. Don't jump into the ship, because if you jump into the ship, you'll probably just die. Flat out. So have your shock ravager out immediately. Just follow the steps that are about to come. You're gonna want to do 4 whip jumps. Hold into the direction you're gliding, glide around that mountain, and land at the final area. It's a whole gadget that we're supposed to get right here called the gyro cycle, and you cannot get the gyro cycle. I mean, you can get the gyro cycle, but like you save at least a minute and 50 seconds or something like that by skipping the gyro cycle. All you really need to do to load the cutscene is walk into the middle of this island, skip the cutscenes, until one flies away, world is saved, blah blah blah. I'm gonna do a long jump over here, well aimed charge to get the gold bolt, hidden in this grass. It really isn't hidden if you just walk over here. You can destroy this Veritanium crate if you really want to. It's not necessary, but you will need to do it at some point. Alright, so the next challenging part of this planet is if you miss this jump, like this lineup for this jump, all you want to do is whip out your pistol, aim for it to be just above the bolt, and do your normal high jump, switch out to the whip, and just whip over to it. If at any point you have died from the section to where you've hit this area, you will need to load your safety save and go at it again. Because I have not died, the game has not despawned this ship, and you need this ship to be able to get off the planet. So, with all that said and done, I really want to show you guys the backup for this. I will do the backup for it in post, just because I don't want to soft lock this file. I made a safety save just in case I did soft lock for some odd reason. But if you really want to see the soft lock, or even just like the backup if you do somehow ram yourself into a mountain, I will edit that in post as well. So we will head on to Sargasso, the next fun little planet. If for whatever reason, you should run into a mountain while doing it Rykan, there is a backup for if you ram into this back mountain. If you ram up into this volcano, GG, run over, have to reset. Sorry to break it to you, there's no backup if you hit this volcano. So try your best not to ram into this volcano. However, if you do manage to get the wall bounce, let's say you hit this mountain and all your speed's gone. The backup for that is really simple. Granted, you need to be at full health to get the max backup percentage for this. So if you want to be super safe, talk to the vendor before you do the wall bounce. He will give you full health and you will be able to complete the trick. So what we're going to do is we're going to high jump off of this rock, do a lava bounce off of there, land on this other rock. From here, you have three lava bounces until you die. So you can either be super risky, long jump, or you can be super safe, high jump, glide over, one bounce, whip, fine. You could bounce one more time there to be completely fine, but do not die there. If you die, sorry to say it, but your one is now soft locked. Goodbye. So, that being said, vendor right here, talk to him, all your health is restored. Really useful. Be sure to remember to get both gold bolts here. Be sure to remember to get this one up here. Be sure to get the one that's next to the cutscenes. Right, on to the next segment.